This video is going to be about table relationships within entity relationship diagrams. I like to do tutorials by example. So imagine that you are building a piece of software for a garage to help them manage the servicing of vehicles. So the starting point is obviously going to be customer and vehicle. I've kept this as simple as possible, so I've left off all the additional fields for customer and vehicle. The first relationship I'd like to discuss is the one-to-one relationship. You won't see it that often within database diagrams, but here it is anyway. So you imagine the customer comes into the garage with their vehicle. So you record the customer details in the customer table, and you record the vehicle details in the vehicle table. And there is an ID for the vehicle here, and then you have this relationship. This is a one-to-one relationship. The vertical lines obviously mean one, and it reads one-to-one. You could also do this. So the vehicle has the customer ID, but this doesn't make so much business sense. Let's go on to another example. The customer returns a few weeks later with a different car. This design's not going to work, but this design will work. The customer can have multiple cars, and you have a change in the diagram here with these crow's feet. So this is a one-to-many relationship. A customer has many vehicles, and the vehicle has one customer. A few weeks later, the customer's partner comes into the garage with the same car as the customer. This design won't work. So we have to now move on to many-to-many. And that will look like this. So what we have now is we have a many-to-many intermediate table here. So the customer can have many vehicles, and the vehicle can have many customers. So this is a many-to-many relationship within a database diagram. Sometimes people, when they're drawing the diagram out on paper, or if they're doing a formal diagram, they will remove this table entirely and just have a line going from customer to vehicle. And either end of that line, you'll see a crow's foot. So that is the many-to-many example, and this can be used here to create database diagrams or the model within your application. I'd like to talk a little bit more about the one-to-one relationship here. So in this example, this was not particularly valid. It was a special case, and so we progressed it along. But I'm going to show you two examples where a one-to-one relationship is actually valid. So in this scenario, imagine that you're developing a database for a vehicle hire company. And one of the requirements, one of the business requirements, is the customer must have a driver's license. And so this is what this database diagram would look like. You have the customer, and the customer would have a driver's license. The driver's license details would be here. And this is a one-to-one relationship, because a customer will only have one driver's license, or should have only one driver's license. We may want to refine this a little bit. We may want to make it nullable. Let's just ungroup that. Let's just extend this across here so I can increase the width of that. The customer may fill in the details in the form but not have their driver's license immediately available. But it'd be nice to be able to at least save the customer details. They can then return shortly afterwards to actually hire the car with their driver's license. So those are your three relationships within an entity relationship diagram. This tutorial was brought to you by the MadForge Consultancy and the MADEngine. Anyway, that's about it from me. My name is Neil Delaney. I'll catch you again in the next episode. Cheers guys. Have a good one.